Alright, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a test review. I'm going to do a test review a little bit different with you today. I'm going to do it through a video. You're going to have to pay very close attention. You're going to have to make sure you do everything that I say. I'm going to be watching you from the back, so make sure that if you have any questions at all, you come and find me. This is your last day to know this. You have a test tomorrow. Now, that being said, okay, this review is going to cover the order of operations, exponents, prime numbers, composite numbers, factors, and prime factorization. There will also be included a word sort at the end and also an error analysis. All of these things are required for your test that is tomorrow. In order for you to do that, you're going to have to follow my directions very carefully. Right now, before you get started, you need a test review worksheet. Okay, a test review worksheet. I will put this in worksheet number 1 slot. This is where you will find that. You need to get that now. Please pause this video. Okay. If you've gotten your worksheet, you're ready to go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you some very important directions as we go. Just to let you know, Chicago and Cleveland, the World Series, Game 7. It's bottom of the 7th inning. Chicago's up 6-3. We're hoping they pull out a win. Alright, if you hear it in the background, I apologize. Also, my kids have been screaming all night, so if you hear them, once again, I apologize. Let's get started. Alright, okay. On your test review worksheet, you see 4 boxes at the top. It says you must specifically show all of your work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate number 1. You're going to put that inside those boxes. Okay, so you're going to follow along. You're going to do exactly as I do. Okay, after that, I'm going to ask you to do the next 3 by yourself. So here we go, we're going to get started. We have 8 plus 4, in parentheses, times 12 minus 4. Okay, I know that I'm going to be following the order of operations, which is P, E, M, D, A, S. Okay, and I know multiply and divide come together and add and subtract come together, and I also like to keep this arrow sometimes. That just means that we go left to right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with parentheses. Okay. In parentheses, do I have any? Well, actually, yes, I do. I have 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Okay, times 12 minus 4. What's the next thing I do? Well, I don't have any exponents. That's good. So now I need to go to multiply and divide. Well, look at that. I have multiplying. 12 times 12. What is that? Well, 12 times 12 is 144 minus 4. Okay, next thing I need to do is subtract. There's only one operation left. That gives me 140, and that is my answer. And you should have copied this down. What I need for you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I need you to do the next 3 on your own right now. What that means is I want you to pause this video and do the next 3 right now. Do not move ahead. Pause the video. Do them now. Got it? Pause the video. Alright, if you're back after pausing the video, you're going to actually check your answers at the end of this at the very end. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step. Alright, this time, okay, it's also going to ask you on this test to tell us what exponents mean. And in this particular case, we have several right here. We have 8 of them. I'm going to do the first one with you. I'm going to show you exactly what I want. You need to copy this one down in question number 5 box, and then you need to do the rest of them on your own. Please make sure you do them exactly as I do. So 5 squared. What is 5 squared? Well, what I want you to do is tell me what it means. 5 squared means 5 times 5, and I want my total answer, which is 25. And I want you to circle your answer. Alright? At this time, you need to pause the video and you need to do the next 7 completely on your own. Once again, just as a reminder, you will check these at the end. So right now, pause the video. Seriously, pause the video. Seriously, pause the video. Your terrible teacher is telling you to pause the video and do this now. Carl. Alright, and if you're back, we're now working on number 13 and 14. This one is a little bit different. On 13 and 14 on your test review sheet, you have the opportunity to write in a box. What I want you to do right now is I want you to do these 2 problems completely on your own. I am not going to help you on these. You will need to check these at the end, okay? But you can go ahead and pause the video and answer both of these questions now that you see them. You will need to answer both of these questions in those boxes now. Once again, pause the stinking video. I mean, come on, you've got it figured out. Pause the video. Alright, moving on. Alright, now, On this particular problem, we're going to do several different things. We're going to do 3 different things for this problem, okay? For the first part, it says, I want you to circle the numbers that are prime. All right, so right now what you want to do is circle all the numbers that are prime. Okay, for example, I'm going to tell you the smallest number that is prime is 2. Okay, so you need to go ahead and circle number 2. And once you circle number 2, you're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, and if my iPad will let me circle number 2, there we go. All right. Okay, you need to do that for the rest of the numbers up to 30. You need to tell me which ones are prime. You can pause the video right now. Please pause the video right now. Alright, and if you're back, it looks like it's going to be the end of the 7th inning. The Cubs are still up 6-3, and the Indians just failed to score. So we're looking pretty good. We're going into the 8th inning. Alright, here we go. Next section. Alright, next question. On this one, I want you to cross out the numbers that are composite. Alright, so you're using the same part of your test review worksheet. You're using the same thing. Okay, this time I want you to put an X through the ones that are composite. Now be very careful, don't do the wrong thing. So, for example, I know that 4 is a composite number because the factors are 1, 4, and 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cross that one out. So if you, based on what I have already, I should have 2 circled, and I should have 4 crossed out. Those are just the ones I gave you. It should look like that so far. Alright. Now, we're going to go ahead and move on. You need to pause the video and do your practice now. Please pause the video, do your practice now. Got it? Yes, I'm talking to you, Jake Turner. Alright. Here's the last question for this section. Okay, it says put a box around the number that is not prime or composite. So what I'm looking for is a number that is neither prime nor composite. Okay, you should see one of them on here. I'm not going to give you the answer. You need to do this one completely by yourself, but just remember I'm looking for a box, okay? A box looks like that. Put it around the number. Alright, moving on. Okay. Now, we are currently to the last section before I get really working out, okay? On this one, we need to find the prime factorization of the following numbers. There are 6 of them, alright? Once again, there are 6 of them. This is number 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23, I believe, on your test review sheet. Hopefully I didn't screw that up. I'm going to show you the first one, and then I would like for you guys to go ahead and do the last 5 while you pause the video. Alright, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and circle 50, and we're going to say 2 branches make 50. Okay, what makes 50? Well, we can use 10 times 5. Okay, 5 is a prime number, so I'm going to circle that. What makes 10? Well, 2 times 5. Okay, those are both prime numbers. Now I have to be very careful because remember I have to order these from least to greatest. Okay, so the 2 comes first, and then I need to multiply it by the 5 and the 5. But I have to be careful, I want to write it in exponential form. So that should be 5 squared. Put a box around it. Once again, please remember that you write this from least to greatest. I'm seeing lots and lots of errors on this problem, and if you do not write it from least to greatest, you are incorrect. Just telling you. At this time, you should pause the video. You should be putting everything away that you're doing, and you should be doing these next 5 problems right now. Pause the video again. Alright. And we're back. Alright, so right now, okay, you have a word sort I'd like you to complete. What you will need is you will need the worksheet from worksheet 2. I have replaced old worksheet 2 with this. You need to come get this word sort. What you need to do is you need to cut out all of these, and then you need to match them to the correct word and the correct definition. So on the left side, you will see that they are all definitions, they are all words, vocabulary words, and on the right, they are all definitions. They are not in order, so you need to match them up. You will also need to get a scrap piece of paper from above the mailboxes, okay, or above where you get your worksheets. You will also need to get a pair of scissors from the drawer and a glue stick. Okay, you need to get all of these things completely on your own. You are going to turn this in when you grade your test review sheet. Do we understand? Okay, Okay, I want you to pause this video because this is not the last thing that you need to do. So pause the video until this is complete and then come back for your last task. Okay, come back for your last task. Alright, last task. You should be done with all of the questions during the review. You should be done with the word sort, and now you should be on to the last section. Okay, this is an error analysis question. If you remember correctly, you need to find the correct solution, circle the errors. Okay, in this particular one, it tells you that there are 2 errors, and you need to describe the errors in the work. Now, remember, I'm looking for 5 vocabulary words, and I want you to write them on those lines. You need to do this right now. When you complete this task, you have completely completed your test review. During that time, you will need to take it to Mr. Williams, okay, who will allow you to grade it. If there is anything that you do not understand, you right now need to tell Mr. Williams because you have a test on this tomorrow. I expect 100% from every single one of you. So if you do not know something, you need a workshop, you need to come tell me. I will help you. Come find me. Even if it means having to come during lunch, I will help you. I promise. Alright? But we need to make sure you know this 100%. This concludes my video. Please remember that you will need to be grading this. Okay? You can do that with Mr. Williams. And you also need to make sure that you showed all of your work and circled all of your answers. Mr. Williams will not count it correct without those things. During this time, you are getting an agency point. Please make sure you are on task and doing everything you needed to do. If you have finished all of these tasks and there is time left, congratulations, you can move on to the May dues. Good luck.